and even look at possibly going up as far north as Alaska and into Canada. Well, obviously into Canada, because geographically Alaska is connected to Canada. There's some science for you. Science. It's not science. What am I talking about? It's geography. That's geography for you. What's going on, YouTube? Levi at Old Iron Off-Road. We have been super busy since we got back from our last trip. We've been banging on Mr. Big Bird. We have actually been banging on this little Scout 80 chassis with the Cummins 2.8 ISF engine. We haven't even had time to really think about making content, but I thought I would take today to do so. So we asked if you would like to see a proper introduction to Yogi, and you guys left comments stating that you would like to do so. So today, we're going to talk about the drivetrain that's under Yogi. We're going to talk about the drawer setup. We're going to talk about all the upgrades that we have done to this truck to make it function as we would like it to for extended remote travel. On this last trip, we decided there were some really necessary upgrades that needed to happen in the not so distant future. We'll spill the beans on those, but first we are going to take a quick minute to knock the dirt off of them. We have not even so much as put a water hose on them. So like I said, we're going to spray them off. We'll jump into a show and tell, kind of give you a once over of how the systems function. And then again, we'll spill the beans on some upgrades. Stay tuned. And if you're still watching, make sure to take 2 seconds, click the like button, and please remember to subscribe. Thanks. Alright, so we got Yogi mostly cleaned up and a lot of the road grime and debris off of him. We feel better, and I'm sure he does too. So I guess the best place to start with Yogi is from the bottom, and we'll work our way up. For a front axle, we're running a GM Kingpin Dana 60 with 456 gears and a Spartan locker. For steering, we're running a complete high steer setup along with hydraulic assist steering from West Texas Offroad. On the front suspension, we're running Rancho 44044 Wagoneer leaf springs, custom cut brackets from GRC for our reverse shackle setup, Skyjacker monotube shocks, as well as Daystar bump stops. The brakes have been upgraded all the way around to disc brakes. We're running a GM 1-ton master cylinder as well as a hydraulic brake booster. On the rear suspension and axles, we're running 56-inch Chevy 3/4 ton leaf springs, a 14-bolt axle with 456 gears and a Detroit locker, and a custom-built sway bar setup. Under the hood, we're still running the factory 345, but it has been upgraded to GM throttle body fuel injection. 727 torque flight transmission is still there, as well as the Dana 20 transfer case. However, the Dana 20 has been upgraded to a 32 spline rear output, as well as a 1350 CV rear drive shaft. To help keep an eye on engine functions, we opted for a set of IS Pro gauges, and for seats we decided a set of nice Corbeau Baja RS's were in order. Moving on to the back of the rig where we store our gear, our fridge slide is an Alia cab unit that not only slides, it actually tilts to allow easy access, being that Yogi is a little taller than most normal vehicles. In the right hand drawer we house most of our cooking gear like our scuttle and our jet boil, as well as our lighting, our headlamps, and our lantern. All of the lighting that we carry can be recharged using the Renogy onboard setup. In our left-hand drawer, we carry all of our cooking utensils, pots and pans, dish soap, any spices that we may need for cooking, as well as the things that we need to take a shower. I also built a forward storage compartment later on that we use to house all of our spare parts, spare fluid, battery-powered chainsaw, as well as a battery-powered impact should we need it. GRC bumpers front and rear. The front bumper is carrying an 8274 winch. The rear bumper carries 5 gallons of fuel as well as 5 gallons of filtered water. an 8x12 Rhino Rack Sunseeker awning, and a Free Spirit Recreation Odyssey Series rooftop tent. All right, so hopefully you better understand the function of Yogi, how he's built, and how we use him on extended travels. Now let's talk about a couple of things that we ourselves are gonna have to address, or I personally feel the need to address. The engine is more than capable. It's an SV. They use them in dump trucks, medium duty, heavy duty stuff. The engine's not a problem with gearing, but it gets 9.9 miles to the gallon. That's a problem. It's heavy. This thing weighs 7,400 pounds, and I feel that weight loss definitely needs to be something that we work on. We had a little bit of an overheating issue, not drastic, but something that I do definitely feel could become an issue in the future. One thing that I'm gonna do at the current moment to get this truck ready for our next trip, which is Red Power Roundup, is I'm going to replace the radiator. I actually flushed the block, and I'm not 100% sure that it doesn't have some trash in this existing radiator. We're gonna replace the radiator. I'm putting a bigger 6-blade fan in, and I'm gonna actually try to get the shroud as absolutely tight and sealed up to the radiator as I possibly can. We really didn't have an issue at speeds. It was more at low speed, so hopefully that will solve some of the issue. The front main seal, we had a little bit of an issue with that. I'm not sure what's going on. I'm gonna pull the harmonic balancer and put a speedy sleeve back on it just for peace of mind. And really, I think that's it. So all of this brings us back to one main thing, and that's weight reduction. How can it be achieved efficiently and effectively? One thing that I can do is I can actually take the drawer slide system out. When I built this, I built it out of 3/4 inch marine plywood. It's fully enclosed. I'm actually gonna take the drawer slide system out. I'm gonna pull all the carpet off of it, and I'm gonna window the bottom panels and the side panels, and I'm actually gonna lighten up the top. Instead of it being a full sheet all the way across the top, I'm actually gonna cut some ladders throughout the top, so I can remove as much material as I can without sacrificing integrity, and then we're going to spray it back with bed liner. The next thing brings us to where we are in my current situation in life. I myself enjoy a good engine swap as much as anybody, and I think this last trip solidified in my mind that Yogi needs more 6-liter. So we have procured an LQ4 cast iron block truck engine and a 4L80E, and I'm currently trying to source an MP205 round pattern transfer case. The transfer case is a little heavier than what we have currently, but I think everything combined, drivetrain for drivetrain comparison, we should easily shed at least 250 pounds. Combined with the weight savings that I think that we can get out of the drawer slide modifications, I think that we should be able to shave off roughly 400 pounds. That puts us at a 7,000 pound mark. The 6-liter is gonna net us better fuel mileage, it's gonna net us a significant weight savings, and it's gonna net us more power. All things which we need and are gonna enable us to continue to use the vehicle as we see fit. We're not gonna put a junkyard engine in, we are gonna put a brand new engine in. Our buddy at Scoutco LLC, Mr. Mike Moore, has already sourced us a core 6-liter, a core 4L80, and again, myself, I am trying to source a round pattern 32 spline input MP205. So if you're watching this video and you happen to have one, hit us up. I'd love to talk to you and love to purchase it from you. So realistically, these modifications aren't going to happen tomorrow. More than likely, we are talking about probably late fall, early winter. We're going to continue to use the rig as is for the rest of the season and enjoy it. And then come winter, when everything starts cooling off and camping's not so comfortable, we're going to absolutely jump into these modifications. So once these upgrades are completed, we're going to venture further out west into BLM land, New Mexico, Arizona, Utah, and even look at possibly going up as far north as Alaska and into Canada. Well, obviously into Canada, because geographically Alaska is connected to Canada. I think that's all we have for this video. I hope that you enjoyed it. I hope you gained a deeper understanding into Yogi and his functions, and I hope that you'll continue to follow us along on our adventures. And as always, enjoy.